Hi, this is John Haro. I haven't produced a video like this in a long time, and I decided to do it today. And it started because of a discussion I was having on the internet about making decisions. But before we go into that, I have to throw in my branding, because that's what we do. So here we go. I'll be back. Okay, here we go. I'm excited for this. This is a good one. We're going to talk about making decisions, and this is something I came up some time ago. It happened because of a situation that I had and the struggles I was having making decisions. And because I'm a storyteller, I'm going to tell a story. Sorry, you get to put up with a story. I was getting laid off on a particular job. And during that time, I was a very insecure person. I struggled with the idea of losing the job. I was pretty much falling apart. And I was making bad decisions. And I do have ADHD. One day I will learn to say that right. And I would always struggle with decisions. And I had a great opportunity that came up, and I made the biggest mistake. I turned it down. A friend of mine got me a job offer at a hospital in a lead position. I should have taken it. It was a big mistake I made at that time. Really big. Now, I thought things were going to work out. But again, mentally, I just was not there. Another job came along. I decided to take it. It was managing a retail store. And it went bad. It turned out to be a toxic work environment. Everything just fell apart. After that job, I sat, meditated, and thought, what did I do wrong? As I look back at the time, I noticed something. Every decision I had made in my life were bad. You hate to say that. You always say no decision's bad and no idea is bad. But I was making those decisions from the wrong place. I was doing it emotionally, not logically. So today, I'm going to take you through some of the steps I came up with regarding making decisions. And I came up with this at the time because I knew I had to change what I was doing. It wasn't working. So let's get into this. I'm going to jump over to slides really quick. Turned on the wrong thing there. Okay, here we go. Number one, it was the biggest one of that day. And I already talked about this a little bit. And it has to do have the right mindset. Never, ever make a decisions based on emotions. These emotions will affect that decisions. The best analogy is a pilot. A pilot has to make a lot of decisions and he can't base it on emotions. If he did, we would have a lot more plane crashes. I met a pilot once, a fighter pilot, and he made everything based not on emotions. You know, you get the pilots, they get on the PA, they sound all serious. So you want to make those decisions from the right place. And that's really critical. That's why I made this number one. I felt like it was very important to have that as number one. Let's jump to number two slide. Whoa, okay. I did something I didn't want to do here. There we go. Here we go. Number two slide. Gather as much information you can about your decision. So if you're making a decision about a particular job, do the research. Figure out what that job is, figure out the company. If you even could go into an interview with that information, it gives you more leverage. I do that all the time. I know one interview I was on, I pretty much memorized everything off their website. They were impressed about that. So gather as much information as you can. That is very important. Let's try to go to the next slide. Hopefully this will work this time. Okay. Work out the pros and cons. What are the pros about that decision you make? List them out. You'll make more money if it's regarding a job. But a con could be you have to relocate. I've had many job situations right now like that. And more so because I need my weekends pretty much left open. And that's been real critical about the jobs that I look for, because they have to have that. Okay. Next one. Number 4. If you need the time, take it. Never rush a decision. I went through a period of my time. I thought I had to make those decisions fast. And that wasn't the case. And if you need the time, ask. I know one time I had to make a decision about, again, a job. A lot of times we are. And I told the possible employer, I need an extra day or two to think about it. So ask, sometimes you could get it, but try not to rush that decision through. Number 5, discuss your decision with a friend. I do this all the time. I love discussing stuff with my friends. Friends have a different insight, and they might see something you've missed, and they could add to that. And sometimes just that information alone will help you make that real good decision. Next one. And I've done this recently. I actually just added this in there because you would never think about it. You could always circle back if you need. You always come back to that decision because you don't have the right information in front of you and you needed more information. Now, just recently, I thought about getting my truck driver's license. And the pro on that would be I could make more money. And I looked at classes and did some research. There's another step there. I did my research. Well, the problem is most of the classes are in the day. Well, I have to still work. So I said, okay, at this point, I'm going to circle back. Maybe I'll come back to it. It's just not the right time right now to do that. So I used a lot of what I taught you to come up with that decision. Actually, I circled back to this one twice. I recently did it again, and I thought about it, but I couldn't figure a way to make it work. So back to me. So I hope this helped you to come up with some ideas to make the decisions. You could come up with some of your own. You don't have to use mine. But if you put in a system in place that makes it easier, it gives you a guideline on how to make those right decisions and do them from a right place. I forgot to add something on one of these slides. Meditate, meditate, meditate. Meditate over that decision before you make it. I'm big about that. I like to think a lot. I meditate a lot. So I hope this helps you make those right decisions that you want to make. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, share it. It is open to everybody to use. Thank you.